What's going on, everybody? In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make your first dollar online. Now, I'm essentially retracing the steps that I took, that I used years ago to make my first dollar online. I made my first dollar online with affiliate marketing. Now, I'm not saying everybody should do that, but that is a business model that I chose to go down years down the line that I'm no longer in. That's for another video, but here are the steps on how to make your first dollar online. And if you stay to the end, you're going to literally get the exact blueprint so you can take notes really quickly on how exactly you can do this. And as Alex Rosie says, it is exponentially harder to get from $0 online to make your first dollar online than it is to go from $1 online to make your $10,000 online. So it's a lot harder because there's a lot more limiting beliefs. There's a lot more patterns that have to be shifted, and there's a lot more obstacles and boundaries that you have to face when going from $0 online, never making any money, to $1 online. Okay, so let's get straight into the video. Watch this all throughout the end. I'm going to literally drop everything for you. So number one is learning a skill. You can take courses, you can read books, you can talk to people, you can watch YouTube videos. All a skill is something that you just start developing. A skill is never at a perfect level. A skill gets to a refined level that is very good. And so you could say guys at the top right now, like Sam Evans, Alex Ramosi, Iman Ghatzi, they're all really good at marketing or sales. Pretty much all of those skills, they're really, really, really good at. I would say Ramosi is the best at content because he's the most natural in front of the camera. Something that I'm trying to hone in on. Now, content in 2024 is a high income skill because if you can put yourself in front of the camera, if you can articulate well, and if you can position your business in a good light, that alone is going to get you so many leads, so many booked appointments, so many sales. So understanding that content is the new wave of like paid ads. Content is basically where the market is going, and personal branding is where the market's at right now, actually. Personal branding and community is where the market is right now. So learning a skill, read a bunch of books, like what I did. I talk about it all the time. I read 50 books like a year ago, and I just took the time to understand and build the groundwork foundation. There's no shortcut. There's no secret hack. I'm telling you this very authentically, very raw for you guys in the future. If you're watching this video 6 months down the line, 6 minutes down the line, or 6 years down the line, the secret to my success is there is no shortcut. That's it. Read the books, take the time spending. I have a chair right next to my desk that I spend on all the time just reading. And it's boring, but it's knowledge that has to be consumed because 99% of other people are too lazy to do it. So take those courses, spend the money on those courses that people say are BS. I promise you most of those courses are really, really, really helpful. Take the time to purchase the books, watch the YouTube videos, take time to take notes. I take so many notes in my notebook. And take the time to do knowledge, to learn the knowledge, to soak in everything. So number two is picking a niche. So health, wealth, and relationship are the three niches. That's pretty much set in stone. I would 100% go after wealth because you're more likely to get somebody to pay you money with a promise that they will get more money in return. And that's pretty much done throughout the wealth niche. So for instance, if you run a consulting business, you are going to, and you're a financial consultant, you're getting money from people that in their mind know they're going to make money from your knowledge. So because your service is positioned around money, they're more convicted to actually purchase your product or service because they know they will get not only the money they paid in return, but they will have the knowledge to make more money down the line. So if that makes sense, that makes sense. I hope I explained that somewhat well. I didn't want to like confuse anybody on that, but you have to just pick a niche, and you should go a lot more into depth about wealth. Obviously, if you're going up against wealth, like, okay, well, let's leverage the skills. If you learned advertising, if you learned paid ads when you were going through the skill building process of your journey, okay, maybe we can transform the skill that you have of ads into something like a marketing agency. So your niche would be a marketing agency. So you help businesses book in more appointments through ads because you know meta ads really well. I actually just took the meta ad certification test and like passed it. I did this with my high school like before, like a few days ago, or no, it was actually a few weeks ago before I graduated. But We took the meta exam and I like didn't even study for it, and I just passed it because I have the knowledge of ads, because I've actually done this and I do this consistently. So like having the knowledge and having the skill of paid ads and understanding, Meta Business Manager and like everything like that. I don't even know what it's called. It's like Meta Business or something. Having the knowledge of that is extremely crucial and powerful with ads, ad sets, creatives, like understanding placements, audiences, understanding everything like that is a high income skill. So if you can learn that, you pick a niche, wealth, you become a marketing agency. It's super broad, super weird example. And so then you want to create an offer around that. So if you're a marketing agency, you're like, cool, so I know that I want to run ads for businesses, but what is my value prop? What is my offer? What is it? So I would highly recommend you go to acquisition.com. I was not paid to say this. You go to acquisition.com and you watch Alex Hormozi's free $100 million offers training. Now, he goes into a lot of more depth about actually creating the best offer than I can on this YouTube video. So I would highly recommend that you go watch that and create your offer based around the knowledge that you actually learn in that video. So understanding that once when you learn a skill, you pick the niche and you create the offer, it's now time to pretty much market the offer, and it's time to attract the right people. And so once you get to this point, a little bit of a mindset thing, I got to this point and I started getting imposter syndrome. This was a few years ago, and I was like, I don't really know if I'm cut out for this. I don't really know if I'm even okay to start taking sales calls, and like, I'm nervous, I'm kind of new to this. It will never feel good. My brutal, honest, cold advice to you is that nothing is ever going to feel right until it's done. And then you can reminisce back upon what you messed up on and what really went well. Because a lot of the times it's really scary to start it. It's also really scary to even think about starting it. And I know the position, you might be in analysis paralysis. You might be super confused on like learning the skill. I don't have that yet. Picking the niche, that's even further away. I don't have that yet at all. Creating an offer, probably overwhelmed by it. Just take those steps, read the books, take your time. I took an entire year to read 50 books to set the foundation. I was not rushing it. That was my learning the skill year. The entire year I spent reading, making some content, getting comfortable in front of the camera. I spent that entire year getting warmed up for this YouTube channel, for my Instagram, and for my free community, for my sales calls that I take every single day, and for the ability to actually run the business. And so don't be afraid to rush the process, but understand that this is something that can be done, and you're more than capable of doing it with hard work. So the last thing we have here is after you create the offer, watching Alex Hormozi's free $100 million offers training on acquisition.com, you watch that, you write down your offer, you're really clear on what you are, a marketing agency, whatever it is, and you're really clear on who you're helping. Let's say e-commerce brands. Get really clear on it. It's time to start attracting people. The best way to get clients in 2024, I'm going to say it over and over and over again, is through content. Content. Like I said a few minutes ago, if you're able to position yourself and position your business in a really good light on social media, and you're able to show that you know what you're talking about, you're able to create content around your target audience's pains, you're able to make content around what your target audience is dealing with, if you're able to speak to their problems, if you're able to make useful, valuable content like I do. If you go to my YouTube channel, you just click on my name, you'll see a lot of valuable content. That is exactly how I attract clients. A lot of people that watch my YouTube videos, it's not a crazy amount, but it's a crazy amount of the right people. And so it's not about the amount of volume that I have watch my videos, it's about the amount of right volume that I have. And those people go to my free community. They want to get to know me more. They want to understand the systems more. They want to book in 10 to 30 qualified appointments for their business, which is what I do. That's my offer. We book you 10 to 30 qualified appointments for your business in a month, or you don't pay. And so when that happens, they go into my free community, they get nourished by more of my content, and these become simply easier with that. And so my clients come from content. My Instagram content, go check it out. My YouTube content, which you're watching right now. So highly recommend you get comfortable in front of the camera. You don't have to have a crazy setup. I started off with a phone, an iPhone, no lights, no mic, no nothing. I saved up for the mic, saved up for the camera, saved up for the lights, and I went with it from there. But when you start off, you're not going to have all that unless you have a crazy amount of a budget, which if you have a crazy budget, that's great for you. So after that, you are simply going to make content. You'll attract people. I'd highly recommend you to start on just Instagram. You can get traction pretty dang quickly. Then as all those followers that come into your IG, I would appointment set every single one of them. So every single follower that follows you, every single person that interacts in your content, especially from the beginning, I would start a conversation with them in the DMs, get to know them a little bit more, understand their problems, understand their pains. And if they are your target audience, the person who we've selected who we're helping out, our avatar, book them in on an appointment and simply just offer them a free trial on something. Simply just offer them to do something for free, whatever your service is. Simply offer them, a extended period of freeness, and then they pay or have a payment plan. You just work out something like that, and you just land your first client. So there's a lot of these different steps that have to be done, but if you don't do them correctly, you're essentially screwed. If one building block is messed up, it's done. So you could have the best skills in the world, but if you don't pick the right, if you don't construct the right offer, it's over. You could have the best offer in the world, but if you're really bad at marketing and you're really bad at sales and you have no clue how to get it to the right eyeballs, it's over. And so every single one of these building block steps requires a strong foundation, as well as something that is very consistent and reliable throughout time. So one thing I like to say is 10 years on the line, could this even work? Where would I be with this 10 years on the line? And it's kind of unrealistic because most of the time we're not going to stick with this exact offer 10 years down the line, but it gives you a good form of thinking as far as longevity goes. And if this is actually viable 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years down the line. So understanding that you're making this business for a lifetime, you're building up your personal brand over the course of a lifetime, not just 6 months, not just 1 year. You're building it over the course of 60 more years, 70 more years, 80 more years, whatever it is. So understand that those steps are going to help you make your first dollar online. Hope this video helped. I'll catch y'all in the next one.